So the concept that I wanted to do now, which I realize is probably not going to take a lot of content, and that way I want to put out shorter videos with better content, better explained within a smaller amount of time. And the concept that I wanted to put in was affiliations. Now, uh, see, the thing is, when you're, it's hard to explain. When you have rarities in this world, sometimes somebody can be born and not pick up on affiliations. You know what I mean? Like literally, there are babies that are born and they're born with affiliations. They're just born with affiliations. They're affiliated to everybody that their family's affiliated to their friends and all their circle and everything. And they have an affiliation that grows up. That's how people that's one way that people kind of relate to each other, is that, oh, we all grew up together, or we all were affiliated, or we all worked in the same company, or we all worked in the same business or type of company or whatever organization, right? Typically people do that. I think that's great, but I will tell you this: there are people who you think to yourself, having all the advantages is everything. There are guys who are I would say, like, hardened. You know what I mean? Like a guy that's hardened can go through a lot. He can if his business fails, he'll still be able to come back. He doesn't let bad weather, literally and metaphorically. If you have a farm and the bad weather fucks it up, it's gonna fuck up your business. You got to be really tough to come back and still fight through and recover and do well in your business. So affiliations tend to start that young. Now, I'm not going to talk, I've talked so much about ghosting and affiliations. I started off like this. I've also talked about, I just had a big issue with just even seeking help from people. I just was unable to, I really hated doing it. And I didn't want to do it. You know what I mean? I just had that personality. I just kind of didn't affiliate with necessarily whoever was in front of me or around me. You know what I mean? I didn't necessarily, if someone's around me and they're affiliated with something, I was actually unable to affiliate with them. Even if I wanted to, I was never, even the people around me, I never affiliated with any of their organizations or anything they affiliated with. I never did at all. Like, nil, zero, zilch. But the reason I brought that up is because a lot of people do begin with affiliations, right? I would say that I began affiliation as early as, I would say, not late, like summer 2013. That's the day that I think my affiliations really began. Was summer of 2013. You know what I mean? Because that's when I first got and I did work longer than the summer. I worked till the end of the year, past the end of the year. But it was that job that I got. I mean, before that, I was really low key, eh? People who had known me didn't even know that I existed anymore. They literally thought I had died. A lot of people literally thought that I was dead. I wasn't on MSN, I wasn't on Facebook, I wasn't anywhere, nobody would see me at I wasn't talking to anybody, I was not in contact with anybody. People who even managed to get a little in contact with me found that, or would literally tell me that you're almost non-existent, or pretty much non-existent at all in any of the world, and nothing changed. But I would say that summer of 2013, I decided, you know what, I want to get out there. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get a job where I'm actually working with people, you know what I mean? And I was looking to do a clothing store. So I got the men's footwear, but it was surrounded by a whole bunch of clothing. So I got kind of like a little bit of you could say affiliation starts then, eh? I kind of got affiliated with the stuff around me. And then eventually I eventually changed my own fashion around, because my sense had gotten better doing that job. It also allowed me to literally speak with a lot of people, not just not coworkers, but people coming in. I mean, all day long I was speaking to people, and I'd say at a small level it began then. 2014, I had that full-time job, so I had a steady full-timer job for six months from spring to fall, and that was a valet job, but it was full time and it was two hotels. So I got to be outside in downtown Toronto, like pretty much every day, for at least 8 hours or 8.5 hours, and if not, sometimes two shifts in a day. And I was out there all the time. And even when I was off, I was partying around there. I was hanging out around there because they have so many bars and so much stuff to hang out and do stuff at. So I was doing all that kind of. That's when I would say 2013 summer kind of slowly incremented, and then 2014 kind of went like this, and then I robbed the bank and it just kind of like went out of control. Like, the charts just went crazy after I robbed the bank. Everything just went. My whole life just went fucking crazy. And then and then going to jail, going to different places. I did some college courses because way later on I was able to. I mean, life just totally changed. I started, I started meeting people I've never met. You know what I mean? I just, all of a sudden it was like, whoa, like I was really able to, without getting close, without physically getting close to anyone, I was able to kind of, through my life and through what was going on, I was able to play a part in people's lives and have them play a part in my lives and learn and whatnot and vice versa and grow. Yeah, so that was the case. And then I'd say as of the last couple of months, it's really like it's changed totally. I mean, when I first went out, everybody was like almost in disbelief. People even thought I was a different person. They thought that's how obviously different I looked. They didn't know is that I always had a certain look. I just didn't look that way that much. I don't want to get into that or explain that. Anyways, so yeah, so like I've said it over and over again. Like the ghosting stopped. I had a presence as of a couple months ago, and since then it's totally crazy right now. Like my life is forming in all sorts of ways, and it's realer than real. You know what I mean? It's like I hatched out of the egg already, you know what I mean? And that's a while ago, you know, and now I'm here, you know, I'm in the world. Before I was in the world all day long, you know, in downtown, taking trips, vacations and everything, socializing all the time, going out at night, and it didn't do like it didn't change anything. You know what I mean? I couldn't break out of ghosting. You know what I mean? And yeah, I made a little bit of affiliation, but I didn't really make as much. You know, I had no presence. That's what I'm trying to say. I was always in and out, going here and there and everything, but I had no presence. It was like somebody came in, even jail. It's like somebody came in, somebody left, and nobody has any idea who it was or what happened or nothing. You know, and then it's only as of recent that I was finally able to break out of that shell and that ghost and have a real presence. And since then, my life is much different. And it's only been a couple months, and my life is already way different. So back to affiliation. So I kind of explained that. Affiliation, yeah. Now I mean I claimed SD, and then SD was thrown on the thing. You know what I mean? But I didn't need that. Like I could feel what was going on, kind of like I could get a sense of like the whole what's going on outside, and I wasn't surprised at all. It wasn't like a surprise. And to be honest, I walked by it. I didn't take a picture of it that day. And then when I walked to it again, right? It's literally right there. So when I walked by it again, I went, you know what? I'm gonna take a picture of this. I'm gonna take a picture of this and I post it up, right? Because I'm doing these videos, so why not? So you know, that was good. That like, and before I put that, you know, I had videos put on before I did that, and I was talking about. I have another private account on another platform, and I was talking about how I was already SD and it's already confirmed and blah 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 blah, and then it got thrown up afterwards. So I had posted a video with, you know, it's confirmed, I'm an SD, it's official, I'm the SD in Toronto, and then SD started in South Chicago and whatnot. And then, you know what I mean? And then it was there. But it was there after I had said I got confirmation and everything. So that's one organization I'm definitely fucking with, is the SDs. And that's just, like, dude, if I had started off, if I was born with presence, no ghosting, and I was this way when I was born, I would have been an SD when I was like 6 years old, man. 5, maybe even as early as 4 or 5 years old. I would have been in SD at 4 or 5 years old, and I'm serious. You know what I mean? If not earlier, yeah. And I'd say I definitely consciously be an SD by the time I was 4 or 5 years old, man. Easily. That's why I'm so glad I'm part of the organization, because I know it's like it's just me, you know. It's like you know what I mean. It's one fucking organization, so it's awesome. You know what I mean? Literally, if I had a presence since I was born, man, at least by 4 or 5 years old, once I was going to school, I'd get into it and I'd be an SD, man. Easy, easy. Okay, we got that done with affiliation. Other affiliations, you know what, man? I've really put in so much time over the last couple of years. I've really put in time into everything, and I put a lot of time, and I've been able to communicate. Not using this, but I've actually been able to communicate with others, you know, and like I've got numbers, and then there's a payphone here, and then, you know, there's a payphone here everywhere, and you can use the payphone. You don't even have to pay, because I don't know about. I don't think even in States you have to pay. On jail phones, I remember jail phones, we didn't have to pay. We just pressed a button and we could call out. But we can call out, and I was calling out and everything. But the thing is that I was able to make that develop, to make it happen. You know what I mean? And I made this happen. And I mean, I'm so spread out right now. Like I got like I'm already, like, you know, if I was a child, or because of how young I look, if I look at myself right now, and I am looking at myself, I look at myself and I really say something, I'll tell you right now, you know what I would say? Just if I wasn't myself and I was looking at this, I would say that I am like a prodigy. Simple as that. I would just look at myself and say, I am a prodigy. You know, I am young, but because I wouldn't think I was as old as I am. I would think that I was probably 20, 21, you know? And I would look at myself and say, I'm a total prodigy, man. You know what I mean? This is not, I'm not on any level of an average or even a strong average person or an upper average person, above average person. I am like a total fucking prodigy. My life is prodigical. I mean, my life is so different. You know what I mean? The way it's built, the way my network is and everything. I mean, dude, I am at a crazy level. And it's not that I'm hearing things from people or the news and go, I think, no, it's not like that. I know, because I know what I've done and what I've put through. I was able to communicate, you know, I think there was another person, I believe, passed away, but I was able to communicate with them at some point. Like I said, I think they passed away. I don't know, but I was able to communicate with them at some point. They officially sent me a confirmation for something, which was nice to get, you know. But now I don't know if they're even alive or if they moved or what. But I have no contact with them. I don't know what they're doing or who they are or what they're doing. That I don't know. But they sent me like an actual, like, I emailed their work email. Like I emailed the person on their work email, and then they confirmed it for me. You know, even though we had already been communicating like indirectly, they confirmed it for me directly. And that was maybe a year ago or a year and a half ago that happened. I think it was, yeah, that was about a year and a half ago that happened. You know what I mean? And that's somebody that I had been seeing around since I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, maybe even earlier. I don't know. But as far as I know, the earliest I saw that person was like 7 years old. And they weren't trying to let me know anything or anything like that. I was just able to put it through memories and be like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? But then I had actually met the person too in person when we were like very, very young. A little bit older than that. Like younger than teenage years, Still child age. So I got that confirmed. And then and as of now, I mean, I just look at myself. I know I'm a prodigy. And I got things going on everywhere. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like we are doing so well, so much better than like even most of the successful people. Like we're doing way better than them, you know, and everything is moving so well. And I mean even places where we thought where I thought people might hate me, all of a sudden, even in those places, you got people were like put it down. So, you know, so anyways, I think I put this down for the affiliation. I explained it really well. Then I talked about myself, and that's pretty much it. You know, really well. I mean, anyways, I'm done, and I'm posting it up. Good evening, by the way.